Welcome to your next step up the self-publishing mountain.
I'm Matilda Swift, author of quintessentially British cozy mysteries.
And I'm Samantha Cummings, author of young adult books about magic, myths and monsters.
I've written the books,
Changed their covers,
tweaked their blurbs,
tried tools from a dozen ads courses.
and I'm still not seeing success.
Now, we're working together to plot and plan our way from barely making ends meet to pulling in a living wage.
Join us on our journey where we'll be mastering the pen to snag that paycheck.
Hello and welcome to Pen to Paycheck Authors Podcast. I'm Samantha Cummings, here with my co-host Matilda Swift, and we're here to write our way to financial success. We're two indie authors with over 24 books between us and still a long way to go towards the quit the day job dream. If that sounds familiar, listen along for our mastery through Missteps journey. Each week we cover a topic to help along the way, and this week we're talking about rewriting books. But before we get into that, what are your wins and whinges of the week?
I am having a really enjoyable week this week. So win, I'm just reading loads of stuff. I'm in a bit of a liminal phase where I'm just trying to find a new genre or figure out what genre is the best for me. And it's nice to be doing nothing for a bit. Well, nothing, but just reading, no pressure. There is a lot of pressure, obviously. I need to find the right genre, but it feels like it's not hamster wheelie, so it's actually enjoyable. And this morning I was reading in the park, and it's super sunny here, which slight sidebar whinge is that it's the first bank holiday it's ever been sunny on, and I don't even have a day job anymore to appreciate it. Every day is a bank holiday for me. It's always raining on bank holidays in England. Anyway, back into my win. So I was in the park reading, enjoying that. Then I went to the pub and had a burger and chips, a really nice indulgent meal just to keep enjoying my reading and making notes. And then I went for a little walk in the sun, got a bit sunburned, and came back here. So it's just been a really lovely week that is making me it's freeing my brain to be reflective in a way that I haven't for a while. So fantastic. Do I have any whinges apart from the good weather that I think is undeserved for everyone else in my holiday? No. I'm still feeling a bit existentially, but not too bad.
Okay. My research, for genre research, is one of my wins. On Saturday we did our co-working day, which runs from 2 till 5, and I spent the entire time researching genres. And it feels fun, but also like staring into the abyss. So it's you're seeing all the possibilities that are out there. It's I'm seeing all the different parallel worlds and stuff, and the multiverse, but I don't understand it right now. So it's I can see it, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the information. So that's my win/win, just that I've filling my head full of research and it's really fun, but I don't understand how to comprehend what I'm looking at right now. So that's just the good old brain. I know that at some point it'll all trickle through and I'll understand stuff. Another win is that my next book release, which is the 29th of June, I have an ARC team currently reading it at the moment, and the 2 first reviews that have come in have been 5 stars. My superstar readers who loved the first book, and they were really excited to get an arc of the second one. They've already left reviews and they're 5 stars, and it made me feel I'm still in that mindset of but they don't count. These people aren't it feels like it's a cheat. But they love the first book and they're being too nice. I feel like they're being too nice, they're lying. And that's a mindset thing.
You sent an email out yesterday with the first chapter, and I read a sneaky bit of it today, and it's really good.
Oh, thank you.
The writing in it's fantastic.
I'm still oh, maybe it's not that good, but the reviewers they both love the story, so I'm trying to take that as a just take the win and don't be stupid. Yeah. So I'm taking the win.
So I'd tell you if it wasn't good.
Yeah, that didn't sit right. It's really nice to see that they like it. Even if just those 2 people like it, fantastic. And my other win is that I have been doing my ads for the last few months, and today I did some work. I've been using Meta AI, which you got me onto a couple of weeks ago, and It's been really helpful. It's like a different... I usually use Gemini, but Meta has been very good at discerning the information I've been giving it regarding Facebook ads that I've been running. And it just
Which you would
feels
hope would be
like...
its main skill.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, when I'm looking at research for genres and I've got all this information, but I don't know how to read the data, I always have... That's like my problem with ads, is like I can gather all the data, but I don't know what it means. I don't know how to make the next decision. And that's what Meta AI has been helping me with. It's looked at all of my figures and all the results, and I've told it like what my plans are like for a book release and everything, and it's helped me come up with a good plan of what to do next. So it feels like I am progressing in that way. Like I'm not making mega bucks from my ads, but I did manage to take an ad and tweak a couple of things and completely like flip it on its head and made it much more successful than the one that I ran before. And I mean like much more successful in that I made a couple of quid rather than like 10p. So it's not like huge amounts, but it was enough to see like, oh, those changes did have an effect. So it gives you a level of confidence where you can see you could build on stuff. So I'm feeling positive about that. I feel like I've turned a corner on Facebook ads. And I've paused, like I'm not doing one this week because I've got some things to put into place before I go on to the next phase. But it feels like that's a decision that I've made, not a panic. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about stuff.
I forgot I got one more win. It's both of our wins in that we just recorded our first super secret bonus extra episode podcast that is going out to members of the Hilarious Genius tier. So apologies to those who are not in this, but it was a lot of fun to record something that's a little bit more raw and unfiltered.
Yeah, like pulling back a curtain, one might say. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, and nice just to do like a different type of thing for the podcast, and always good to be trying different things and iterating on what works and what doesn't. So yeah, that was a nice experience, and we will be continuing that every month for anyone that's here. And for this week's episode of the podcast, we are talking about rewrites of existing books. Is this published or unpublished books we're talking about?
Personally, for me, published books. So I have got a series that I want to move from my old pen name to my new pen name, and by like looking into doing that, I realised that it was a good opportunity to go back through the book and fix some mistakes that are in there. But upon doing that, it made me feel a little bit weird. Like I feel like the people who read the original series before these changes that I'm going to make will have... It's like I've lied to them or tricked them in some way. And if they see that I've republished the book and it's slightly different, I'm scared that they'll be like, oh, like, are you trying to like force me to buy it again? Or if it feels like I'm being tricksy, and I don't want to be tricksy.
That is interesting because I would never think that. So, like, can we think of an imaginary person? It's like an imaginary person. Let's call her Jean. I don't know why, but like she bought the book and she enjoyed the book and she left a good review even. And then you presumably are going to move the book over to your new pen name, hoping that reviews move.
I'm kind of happy if they don't, because I don't have a lot of reviews on there, so it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so imagine then Jean's review is gone, and it never even, it's gone, disappeared, and you move it over. You're going to get a new book. You're giving it a new title.
Maybe.
You could do this option. You could give it a new title.
Yes.
It's under a new pen name. You're going to have to write, because Amazon says so, previously published as X. What's Jean's experience then? She finds this book. She thinks, this sounds great. Oh, previously published as X. I've read X. Am I going to read this again? It sounds like it's a different book.
Yeah.
If she reads it again and she enjoys it, great.
Yeah. It's a non-existent. It's a non-existent problem. The amount of people that have read this series is like nothing. It doesn't matter, and I know it's a mental thing. I just feel like, and like the stupid thing is as well. Like, I know this is a me problem, because I have read books that were like indie published and have since been picked up by Trad, and obviously that goes through more editors and maybe gets another dev edit, and things get tweaked and it gets published and it's a slightly different version. I don't feel gypped. by the fact that I read.
It's not an appropriate word to use. That's not an okay word anymore.
Is it? Is it?
No.
I only just when I said that thought, wait, what? I didn't realise that
Wait,
was
am I from
short
the
for anything.
1970s?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't feel like I have been like tricked in any way. In fact, I like the fact that I got to read the book in a rawer format. And so when it gets republished, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But I have this like hang up where I feel like I'm admitting that the book wasn't good enough. Maybe that's it. By changing
Do you feel like the book wasn't good enough?
I feel like it wasn't good. I do feel like it wasn't good enough.
Let's just admit that then. So the book wasn't good enough. Do you feel like in some way you should write that on the book? Is that like you want to be open to it? But like, the book wasn't good enough, so I've changed it, guys. So sorry.
I don't know. I don't know if I could, if I should, if people would care.
No, you shouldn't. I'm not saying that.
No, but I mean, like, I don't think people would care. Even like, it is a non-existent problem. I don't think that even like my friends who read the book and really liked it, I don't think that they would particularly care. It's completely a me thing. It feels like I'm admitting defeat. I don't like to look back and be like, oh, what I did then was like not good. I just like to look forwards. And I think like, yeah, I don't know. It does feel just a little bit like I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like I've been caught out and
there is an explanation. So I feel like maybe you don't know what it is, and that's fine. But it's like if you're like, oh, it sort of feels like this. Like maybe you haven't figured out what it is at the moment, but there is an explanation in there, and it's partly maybe just to do with like I also don't like looking back, and I don't want to see that I wasn't as good then as I am now. You know, even a spoiler alert, I also went back to rewrite a book recently, and I was only intending to rewrite very small bits of it, but actually the bits where I was like, oh, I would have written that better. Like, I can see how I've improved since then, so I'll just, like, have a quick tweak over this page. And it didn't feel to me like I'm making defeat. It felt, like, nice to see how I'd grown, even though it's, like, a year ago since I read the book. And I think, especially if I were going to publish it under a new name, that would feel like, oh, this is a new person. Like, it's a different person. It's a different book. And I think especially if you're not worried about reviews coming over, because I would worry about, like, when I changed my book, I changed it very slightly under the 10% rule, which Amazon makes you say it's second edition. But it was just under 10%. So that's a lot of change. Changing 10% of a book. And, like, not just changing, I add, and the rule on Amazon is change the page count by 10%. That's it. It is very vague on, like, other people suggested maybe they have bots crawl the book and look at how much changes. I don't think that's true, because I definitely changed more than 10% of the actual content, and I added almost 10% more pages. So, like, the book was essentially very, very different, and people's reviews on there, maybe they don't apply in the same way anymore. Like, the things that I changed were deliberately to try and fix some things brought up in the reviews. So then, to me, like, I would say actually, I have been in many ways dishonest. Right? Not many ways. I have been in a way that you could see is dishonest. In that I have, but lots of people do this. And I think what's interesting, it didn't bug me at all. It didn't make me have any qualms, even in the slightest, which I would have expected, because there is a dishonest about it. That, like, people have left reviews for a book that is not the book that's on sale right now. And I find it odd that Amazon lets you do that. But they do.
Yeah.
So fine. But I can definitely see, I had expected to feel differently about changing it. I'd expected to feel more, but I felt nothing. I think because I only thought I was improving it. So there's no downside to that. I'm giving them a better thing.
I think
Turns
that
out it's not a better thing, which I'll talk about more in a minute.
Yeah. I think that I think I still don't know if I believe in the series. I like it in that I really liked writing it. I really like the story in itself, but I still don't have... And I think maybe this just comes from the fact that not a lot of people read it, so I didn't get a lot of feedback. So when you don't get feedback, it's just hard to know. Like, obviously my point of view is like it's a good story, but like, of course, like I think everything I write is good in some way. I didn't get enough feedback on it at the time, so it feels a bit like I don't know actually if it is a good series or not. You know, like as it feels like I don't actually trust that what I'm doing is worth. Maybe that's it. Like as well, like is it worth it? Because if people didn't care about it then, why would they care about it now as well?
Did you advertise it at the time?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't do anything. Of course not. I released it, and that was when I was like, "Yeah, you release a book." And I ran like some ads occasionally. Every now and again, I'd run an ad or do like a 99p deal, but there was no rhyme or reason. There was no strategy behind it. It was just you release a series, and then you've got a series. So I think I could treat it better.
I definitely felt this way. It was like, no one's bought my books, it must be bad. But I also didn't tell them about this book, so
yeah, exactly.
That's why I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I just didn't do a very good job, and it is so within it fits in the genre. So it's a young adult. Does
it fit into your new genre?
It doesn't fit into my new genre. No. So that I know, and exactly. There's an argument so what's the point of redoing it if is just leave it as a dead book or a dead series? There is that argument as well. You know, I don't know. And I'm kind of stuck. I want to do it justice, and I do love the book, and there are mistakes in it and stuff, and it's just like grammar and spelling, which is my worst thing. Even though they did go through editors, but rereading it and stuff, I'm just like, how did we miss this? Like, how did these things slip through the net? So it's just little bits and pieces that need tweaking. It's nothing major. It's not like a major rewrite. It's just tidying it up. And there is maybe a case to be like, if I'm going to be changing my genre now, do I just leave it on my old pen name? And I could just republish them there, just so that I've got peace of mind that they're the best version. But then also, if I'm going to leave them on the old pen name, I'm never going to advertise them. So, you know,
it's interesting
what to do.
Yeah, you said you wanted to do the books justice. What does you the most justice? What's going to move the needle the most significant amount? If you only had a year in which to make a success of your writing,
what
would be the next thing you did?
Yeah, it's my next series, and my next series, if I pick a different genre, I know that I have some really good series that I could be writing. So maybe these
books are already, you've got books written. I can include the books you've already written that are not published.
So I've got a book that's not published that I could rewrite into a different genre and really go for that. I also have 3 other books series planned that I could pick up. I have things that are really viable ideas and series that I think would be really easy to fit into a genre and to advertise. So I think maybe I'm having an epiphany that I'm stuck on the past.
These books, they will always be there, right? So you could bring them across after the next books.
Yes, that's true. I mean, I could. There's no urgency in bringing them across, other than the fact that it's a complete series. So it's great to have, a back catalogue. And that's mostly why I wanted to move it over. Is it's a waste. It feels like a waste to leave it under a pen name that I'm no longer going to be using, because it's a complete series, and I don't have a complete series right now. So, if I leave it behind, if that feels like a waste, but bringing it across, it's such a strange position to be in. Because no one knows the series exists, really, apart from the few people that have read it. And if I move it over, will it create an expectation that that's the sort of series that I'm going to continue with, when I know that it's not?
I don't think there's necessarily expectations. It's I think adding to your back catalogue is useful if you think people who read your new books, your next upcoming books, are going to go back and read these books. Or if you thought that actually you wanted to have these books complete and under a pen name that's active in order to practice running ads and see if you can make money on them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think there's a bit of a sunk cost fallacy about it. About being they exist, therefore I should do something with them. But you learn stuff from them, and you can move them at any time. So I think she's like,
Yeah.
what's your next best move? And that might not be the only thing you do with these books, but like, what's your next best move for the long, like the big choice in the like long term?
It's to write.
Is there an option?
A new series. It's not to. It's not
Is
to
there
go
an
back
option to
on
like
this one.
completely rewrite these books and make them
Yes.
fit
Oh,
to?
I like they 100% could be.
Yeah.
They could be completely rewritten and made into like to fit a different genre. Because at the moment they are young adult fantasy, and there is romance in there, and it's like werewolf stuff. But I could crank up the romance more, and I could make the characters a little bit more gritty, or age them up a little bit, so that there is opportunity. It's a good story, a good series, and it's like lots of magic, and it really does fit in with my brand in a way that it's like that it's just it's there, but it's not there enough. So if I were to rewrite, maybe rather than just tweaking the current thing, maybe the rewrite would be an actual rewrite. But I don't think that would be my next move. Because I could rewrite it as like an actual like shifter romance.
Oh, okay.
And that's like far more marketable.
Yeah,
But that's not the
that'll be
next.
big change.
That would be a big change and a big rewrite. Yeah. And then that wouldn't feel so bad. That would feel like me reviving something and like sharing it in a new light. And I actually like that. The idea of that strangely feels far more fun and enjoyable than what I have been doing, which is just like poking it with sticks and being like, be a little bit, be a
Because
bit,
then if
little
somebody
bit
did
better.
read both versions, they're like, oh, interesting in both.
Yeah.
But you need to make a decision today. I think it's just useful to kind of think about and like get to the bottom of like where the actual discomfort is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's
also,
just... I was just going to say, I think it is just a confidence in the series thing. I think it's just I'm not quite sure. When I started it, I just wrote what I thought would be a good book series, and I didn't think about the market and what readers wanted. So it was just... no, just not a good idea. A good idea, just not a well-executed idea.
You could even do the thing that we talked about last week where you find 3 comps and or 3 comps that you want to be the comps to the book, and then like rewrite the first chapter and then see like, am I hitting the tone? Am I hitting the right start? And do I want to rewrite the whole book like this? Because I think that's something I'm finding very useful at the moment is like just writing the first page or the first couple of pages or something to get a sense of how comfortable do I feel writing this. And I've had some real surprises from that, like just trying to get the tone, like what stops you, what feels easy, what feels hard. And so you could even just pick a couple of options of the rewrites and just do the actual rewrite on a couple pages and then see, actually I hate this, don't want to like this at all.
Yeah, that's true. If there's one thing that I learned last week after that episode, it's that sometimes you just need to stop and do the work first. Like look at the comps and do the reading and find where you want to sit before you actually do the work. And I think that I'm such a jump first, ask questions later sort of person. I need to really flip the script on that.
I think also because you've got so many ideas that like the idea feels exciting. So you have this idea and you're like, you can see the whole thing, you know how it's going to feel, how it's going to be, and then you write that book. And it might be an amazing book that lots of people would love, but if you can't market it to a certain niche, it's very hard to find those people who would love it. Therefore, it just sits there being like a great book that no one reads. It's like, that's really depressing.
Yeah.
I imagine. I've never felt that way, obviously. That doesn't experience
Yeah, I know, just me. Imagine a book series that doesn't sell. Who knew they existed? Yeah, I feel like this is like a slow motion epiphany that's happening over weeks and weeks and years and years. Every time, like, oh yeah, just slow down. That is my biggest problem. Yeah, just stop and think, which isn't my natural position. My natural position is just do. Yeah, just stop and think. Just take a break.
Who'd have thought it? But I think people don't talk about it a lot. Like, people just use the shorthand of like right to market, and it's like within that, some people are doing weeks and weeks worth of market research, and some people are like, "Yeah, I've got the gist."
Yeah, I think that's me. I think I've got the gist person, and that doesn't cut it. That's how I got through school.
But I think some people can look at it and
very
get the
well.
gist, right? And it's like,
Yeah, some
I
people.
don't think I can.
Yeah, some people do look at stuff and get the gist, and I am like that with certain things. I do think that I get the gist of some stuff with like marketing and stuff. Like I think I get the gist with some stuff, and I don't find some stuff that other people might find difficult, like social media and stuff. As much as I'm not putting all of my effort into it, like I get it. Like I understand that. But yeah, when it comes to doing the work beforehand, I often think like, but yeah, I've read books like this. Like, have you though? Have you, or have you just gone off in your imagination? You're like, yeah, this fits.
There's a wolf in it.
Yeah, werewolves, romance, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I am at a very, very similar stage in that I had a book series where book 1 to read through to book 2 was really low, and I was like, okay. And I got a recommendation from someone who was running my ads to have a dev editor have a look at it. This is someone who'd done it before, who'd like looked at a pre-existing published book and given recommendations for how to improve it. And I also got I'll put links in the chat. I say links in the chat. I can't remember what in the
show notes.
What did I get? I got a Marlowe report, and I want to say pro writing aid, but that might not be true. That's not what I mean, is it? Hang on, if I look back through old notes, I'll find out what I mean, because I've written it down before sometime when I did this work. What's the one that's not pro writing aid? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the book thing.
Well, I'll remember by the time I write the show notes.
Right, I 100% remember. Or am I thinking of a different thing?
I think it begins with A. Everyone who's listening to this knows right away, so this is a fun experience. I'm just listening, does not remember something.
It's not novel publicity stuff, is it?
No.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. It was a while ago, so I'll put it in the notes and we'll remember it then.
Yeah.
I've got the notes in front of me, but just in my bad handwriting, so it's actually quite hard to skim. Because I can't read my own writing.
Your handwriting is terrible.
It's not great. But, it's not for everyone. Keep things nice and secret. But yeah, I will put the link in the show notes of what it was. I will remember then. But yeah, I got 2 reports done. So I got 2 reports where you can pay to just get basically an AI look at your work. And whatever it was, I'll put in the show notes. And they had different prices. One was like £15 and one was maybe £45. So I got both of those done, compiled the notes together, and then had this mini dev edit on the book that was already written. And kind of all the feedback like largely agreed with each other. And they were about like the kind of things that happen at the end of the book. They don't really intrigue someone to read on to the next book because they feel a bit tacked on, like they feel like they don't have enough emotional impact at the end because you haven't heard about them beforehand. And so they were what meant to be read to book 2. So I made those changes and added about 10% to the book, not quite 10%, so I could publish it as a save edition. And there were things that I agreed with. I was like, yeah, I can see how this isn't having a strong hit at the end because you don't really see it enough beforehand. And what else did I change? Yeah, I added more at the end as well to add stuff there, but I also just seeded in a lot of bits beforehand. And the read through went down after that quite dramatically. So not ideal. But I think it's because both the services, both the like automatic service and the person who read it, they're not cozy mystery experts. And like even the AI, like it knew it's a cozy mystery, and there's quite a wide range in cozy mystery, and it's just looking for like, it's just kind of like cozy mystery. It's not looking for like at the real detailed level. So I think actually there's a few real issues I think actually. So it's like we talked about last week, like the main character's quite independent, and there's no romance that develops for anyone. It's not like a little gang that works together. It's like a couple of people who work together. So it's like that's kind of not super culinary cozy. I think you could do that in other subgenres, but in culinary cozy, it's quite like a little gang that works together. And the language is a little bit more convoluted than in that subgenre, in that niche kind of generally. And then there's the things that don't carry on to book two, like with enough emotional impact. So it's like there's kind of all those things working against it. And all the people who like it, like they leave good reviews and like good and specific reviews. And they come back, and by the time you got to book three, there's like 100% read through. But like not many people get to book three. So it's like it's written for a specific audience who obviously want books like this, but like that's not enough people to be worth continuing with the series, basically. So I'd rewritten book one already, and read throughs dropped. And then I was talking to another friend who was like, I think you should go back and look at the series again, and like have rewrite the style, because like at the very least you'll just learn what you want to improve going forwards, like not make the same mistakes again, which is like a really good piece of advice, because I do think that's really important. Is like for the last couple of series, like I've made the same mistakes again and again, partly because like you're saying, like I didn't get enough advertising to get enough feedback to know really like where the issues were. And I don't know is where I'm at the moment. I don't know if I want to spend that time rewriting it. I do think that could be. I think there's a benefit of rewriting something as a test to be like, I think this is a problem as a practice of analysis of problems. If I've accurately analysed the problem and I fix it, am I going to improve read through? I think that's a useful experiment to try, because then it means that I can know that going forward. It's like, oh, this is the sort of thing I might want to fix, or this is how I can test fixing something and what impact I might be able to analyse. And like, so it's practice for that. It also, if it does work, it would give me a series where I could try and advertise it again. I just need to be having higher sell-through, like higher read-through to be worth advertising, really. And I could try like translating it and advertising that, and doing some like digitally narrated audiobooks and advertising. Like it means that like, oh, if the books did have more read-through, I could feel more confident like doing more with the IP. And at the moment, if I give up on them in this series, there's 7 books, and it's like that's just dead, gone. But then it feels a bit like sunk cost fallacy to go back and work on them when like I've already tried a round of improvements. I think I'm going to move into a different subgenre anyway. And if I were going to make the change, what I make the change would be to simplify the language significantly, when I don't want to do that on my future books. So it means that anyone who does come into my future books, they probably wouldn't like the rewritten versions of these books. So I don't really know what I'm going to do next.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
And the hardest thing really is that anything that you choose to do is going to eat away at time, and it's like time that you could be doing something else. So even like I've got so much research to do just for genre stuff over the next few months that even I'm already like worrying about how will I find the time to read all these books, because I'm in such a slow reading phase at the moment. And, you know, like I still have the full-time job and I'm still writing and trying to do all sorts of stuff, that reading feels like stolen time already. So that's already a thing. And then I'm still writing future books. So rewriting past books feels like an impossibility, because I really want to do it and I really don't want to leave things dead in the water, but like I just don't have the time. I just don't have enough. There's never enough time to do everything that I want to do, and I hate that. And that's just my gripe in life in general. I need more time. I need to live in a writing commune, and that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
If I could do it 24 hours a day, perfect. But I hate having to choose what to spend time on. I wish that I could do it all. I really do.
Yeah, and I think because there's 7 books in a series, it just means that if I read book 1, I have to read book 2. Right? There's no point doing one without the other, because if you read through book 2, it won't give me very good data, because all it's going to show is like people read book 1, they maybe look at the preview of book 2 and they're like, oh, this is different, not reading that. So I have to do the first couple of books. And then if that does improve things, and I have to go back, and maybe it only improves things a little bit, and like, what's my metric for going back and doing the rest of them? And then I'm going to spend money advertising a series where people are going to read just 1 and 2 and then hit a stumbling block of 3. It sounds really different. Then it's like, then do I do all 7 and hope that rewrite works? I don't know.
It's funny because I also have another series that I really want to rewrite. But I published the first 2 as novellas under my old pen name. But I really think that the series has legs. I really feel like if I could figure out how to fit it into whatever my future genre is going to be, I think it could do really well. But again, it's like that's you have to make the decision, and it's like and it's a big 7 books for you. I know is like it's a lot, but it's also what's expected. It's just a lot. It's a big commitment. It's not just it's never just one book. If it was just one book, fine. But you can't just. It's always more. It's always more than one book.
And I did do one book for my previous read. I did just book 1 because the 1 to 2 redo was the main issue. 2 to 3 was okay, and then 3 beyond is fine. It's great. So it's like if I can get 1 to 2 up, great. But if I know that I'm going to if I'm going to try changing the writing style, that's more than just changing book 1. That's really have to change a few books, without any certainty that's the issue. I could change it and then read through it worse yet again. And then so part of what I'm thinking about and factoring in that I think is not necessarily a straightforward business decision. Part of what I'm factoring in is like I need a win now, right? I've like written some series that I can see I've learned stuff from them. I can see where they've not worked so well. I have tried rewriting book 1 and made it worse. I've done ads and not worked well, and it's like, and I've quit my job, which was like, that's the thing I was really competent at, and I've lost that competence and that boost of like competence every day. And it's like, if I go back and I rewrite a series that still doesn't sell, I'll just go back to day job. I can't be doing this.
Yeah, I actually think that. You think rewriting means making it better and then finding success with it. And this is really stupid and naive, but there's no part of me that was like, that thought that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But obviously, you have to take that into account. It could still do nothing. It could still just be like not the right thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate coming back to the real world. I love living in my fantasy land where I always think the next thing, like anything that you do is like going to move the needle forwards, and I never think that maybe I'll move it back.
Yeah, because I think we're like thinking about like improvement in an abstract, like, is it a better book sense? But that's not necessarily, is it a better book for this market?
Yeah.
And I think the rewrite I did, actually, it made the book not harder. I think it made the book more focused on the interpersonal issues, which are not the interest of people in this subgenre. I think it's a better book, but I think it's a worse fit to the market.
Right.
Which is actually incredibly annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. I just thought, instant success. Like, this will be the one. Because it still has to do what it needs to do. So there's still all that work to be done. You still have to make sure that, like, if you're going to rewrite, then you've got to put in the work that we've been, like, we're spending all this time doing research for our next series and our next genres and stuff, but that research has to apply if we're going to rewrite stuff as well. Yeah. And the same, it's like, it's another big project. It's another huge thing.
I think it's an easier project, right? Because it's a genre that ostensibly I've been in for a while. I just feel like I've only been looking at the parts of it that stand out to me. Yeah. And I think even without rewriting, I think I've learned a lot from the series anyway. Yeah. And I don't know that. And I could go back and rewrite it any time. I could go back and change this at any time. So I don't know that it's my best next project.
Yeah, that's it's kind of taken a load off my mind because I feel like I always have this series on the back burner as something that I should do. Like, oh, I should really do this. It's something that I should be doing. But if I can decide now that it's something that I could do in the future as
at any moment,
as like a strategically done thing rather than just a knee-jerk reacting and just doing the next thing and the next thing, the next thing. I really need to. I wish this lesson would stick, and this is me saying right now, this lesson's gonna stick. Stop, look and listen. Something we learnt as kids.
Because you're right, like it is more than just a rewrite. Like I was thinking, oh, I need to get new covers, and it's not an expensive investment in new cover, right? Like I have a great cover designer who's very affordable. Even though I just got book 1 cover done, but like it is another thing. Like it's another thing to do, another thing to put money into. Not super expensive. But then you think, oh, I want to run some ads to test that. You drop money in that, which like maybe it doesn't work. I think just for me right now, it's just like another potential failure. Yeah. Which is like, you know what, I just don't want that right now.
Yeah. Yes. It's another potential, I'm not going to say failure, but just another potential like use of time.
Yeah.
And money. And do I really want that time and money going to that series? I don't think so. I think that the ideas that I've got for other series are much more appealing to me, and I've come so much further in my understanding of storytelling, and also like just have better story ideas. That if I can I just need to let this series go for a bit, just loosen the reins a little bit and just let it just sit and don't. Just because I said I was going to redo it and move it doesn't mean I have to.
Yeah.
A lesson and also, that I'm trying to learn. Like,
when you publish it as a new book on Amazon, that's its freshest, best chance it's going to get.
Yeah.
And it's like, you only get that once, right? You get its freshest, best chance where it's like, it responds best to ads. It's like, it's learning about the market, about who you're sending it to. You only get that one time. Obviously, you can republish it another time, but like essentially, if you're going to move it to a new name, give it a new title, maybe, but like make it completely brand new, you get that chance once. And when is the best time for you to do that? It might not be right now when you're like, I kind of know which one I'm putting in. It was YA, but it's not going to be YA now. And it's kind of this, kind of that. But like, or do you want to do it after you've really nailed down a genre with another book?
Yeah, and like when I get success with another series, or like if this series that I'm doing right now starts to, once I've got the other books out, hopefully makes money, and then I'm making a decision based on a fun strategic decision rather than a should I do this, should I not. I feel good about talking about this, and this is the thing, like I've had this on my mind for so long. And
we've talked about it before as well. It's a bit in a different situation.
We've definitely talked about this. I feel like I've talked about this many times, and it feels like other people listening might be like, Sam, why are you still harping on about this? It's like, I just have to have this conversation out loud over and over again in order to figure out. Every time we talk about it, I feel like I figure out something else, or because we're a bit further on in time. I'm like, this version of me now, it understands the business a little bit better than the version of me from even like whenever we last talked about this a couple of weeks ago or last month or something. I feel I've come so far in this such a short space of time. I'm even in January, the person I am now is so much better than that person in January. So yeah, I just need to have these conversations out loud and
also I think often when we have conversations like this, or you have a conversation around, like then you go away and your brain kind of thinks over it, miles up, you're like, actually, I've got some more thoughts about this that didn't come up then, and like then you want another conversation about something, it goes back in again. But whereas if you just keep everything in your head, like you never move forwards, you never move on from that one point you're thinking about. You've taken that one point of like, I should rewrite this series. Whereas if you have a conversation about it, you sort of interrogate that from all sides, leave it in your brain for a bit, and then it moves in some ways. And there's because there is no rounds of these things. There's I think just having the conversation about like what other thoughts I could have about it.
Yeah, and like,
what's
is it
gonna feel
okay to
best.
is it okay to have these thoughts, and then what are the other thoughts that I could be having?
Mm,
Yes, this feels like an epiphany episode. I feel like I
yeah,
didn't know what was going to happen today, but I feel like this is like, okay. I feel I'm off the hook.
yeah. I don't feel off the hook. I still feel like it feels wasteful to do anything with them.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's. I don't think it'll take a long time to rewrite them, and maybe it is just that I want to really pin down my next project and get that set up, and then come back to this.
Yeah,
When I feel more in like a successful mindset.
yeah, yes. Because right now, if you were going to start redoing them, it would be taking you away from the forward
Mm,
momentum that you're trying to build up with research for new stuff. So
yeah, and it might be that I come to a kind of pause point where it's like, oh, I want to just spend a couple weeks not reading and not researching, and I can have a look at like how much work is it to rewrite one of these. But it's not my priority project, and that's where I want to leave it. It's
yeah,
like I will. It's on my to-do list, but not very high up.
yeah, that feels good. It's
Mm,
you can pick and choose. It's
yeah,
something that you can just take off the shelf to play with.
yeah, yes, and I think also because I don't think that doing a big rewrite, I don't think it'll make a significant like improvement. I don't think it'll
Mm-hmm.
be like the next thing I do that will bring success.
Yeah,
I think it would be an incremental like nudge along the road. It might improve things a little bit, but it's like I think I want to keep my eyes focused on something that is more like I want to be more aspirational
yes.
than like try and like hammer my like square peg into a round hole.
Also, we're both our future thinking is like, but I just want to look ahead. I don't want to look
Yeah,
behind.
yeah.
That's fine, and I think that that's our best quality.
Well, I'm going to a session with Becca before SPS, with Becca Syme
Yes.
about I don't even know what it's about. I was just like, Becca, yeah, I'm in. Um, I will put a link in the show notes to whatever it is that I've signed
Mm-hmm.
up for, and because I think that might even see which spaces. But yes, so I signed up for that. So like maybe in that it will something about like talking about strengths will help me figure out like is there something else? Am I because we're both high future
Mm-hmm.
as our strengths. Maybe something in that will like be useful to say like no lean into that or don't let it to carry you away. And I think I want to. I think I feel quite open at the moment to like hearing something that will really settle my mind either way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm a little bit in the wind about it, and I'm fine with that. I want to kind of stay open to it because I'm usually a decide strongly person, and I feel like I'm not super decide strongly about this either way. So I will let myself see what like pushes my brain either way, but I'm not making it a priority right now. I think the only reason why it's staying on my to-do list is that it will be quite quick to do because
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite a quick writer. But I could use
Yeah.
that strength in other ways in writing a new series.
Yes, very true. I have exhausted my brain on this subject, so I have nothing else to
Mm,
add. What about you?
no, I think that is everything. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else about like other reasons people rewrite things. I mean, I think what's interesting is like most people would say, don't rewrite anything, just keep going forwards, don't ever rewrite anything. A lot of people say that I think in the indie space because it's not worth it. But then people do, like I know Joanna Penn rewrote a series a couple of years ago. I think rewrote the first book. I think that's often most impactful is if you can rewrite the book one to get people into a series and through it. And I think more common is like actually just rebranding something.
Mm-hmm.
So when new genres kind of come and go, like romantasy is big right now. Lots of books are in the romantasy genre that have been around since before romantasy was a genre. They're just labelled that right now. And there's like cozy sci-fi is a genre when there are books in it that have existed before cozy sci-fi was a genre. So I think more common than rewriting something is like, is the world comes around to you. The world makes a genre that is like, oh, actually, just leave the book as is. So maybe the world will come around to
Yeah,
me and my books that I'm not going to rewrite.
yeah. I mean, I do believe that like the wave can carry if you if the wave comes but it can carry the books. But I don't want people to read them in the way that they are right now. I feel like that's like maybe like a newer version of what I was feeling before. Is I'm not confident enough that if the wave picked them up, that I would be happy with people reading them. But anyway, I can't talk about that because it's the end of the podcast.
That's a whole different topic as well, though.
That's a different topic.
Yeah, but good to know, I think.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like that's a kind of worms that is not to be opened right now. Okay. So next week, we are looking back on our first month of community building through the Discord community. Why are we sharing this information?
Because I think we want to be transparent always. That's like a big part of what we do. But also, in our episode, we talked about kind of building this Discord community. We really wanted to be clear, like, it's not about join our Discord community, like, join whatever community you want, build your own community. I think we had to do a lot of like figuring things out when we were making this community, like what's going to work. We looked at some other people's communities, but things are not always very transparent of like what you get when you're in it or what the experience is when you're in it. So I think we just want to give a kind of an update on if you're building your own community, or if you're joining a community, or if you're thinking about joining ours, like thinking about in a bigger way than just how we've done the past month. It's more like reflecting on community building in the indie author space and trying to be really open about that for anyone else who's thinking about doing it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't believe that it will have been a month. And I feel like what I've gotten done in that month, or this month.
Yeah. You've done so much.
Crazy. Yeah, I've just really put in the man hours.
Yeah. But also useful. And it's like, this is how it might have to be. It's been really good. So spoiler alert.
Yes.
All good stuff.
Spoiler alert. We love it. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for listening. If you want to figure out or learn more about the community that we're talking about, you can join Discord. There is a free tier. You get access to all of the chats, and like all the fun stuff is free. The other stuff that you pay for is just extra bonus stuff that I think you should join, but I can't
it's building
force
your business,
you
but you'll learn more
to
next
do it.
week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week. What else did we mention at the end? I don't know. I don't remember. Find us on Instagram. don't forget to like us. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends and family. Tell your neighbours and your enemies and your pets. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to Pen to Paycheck Authors.
Stay tuned for our next episode. And don't forget to subscribe to learn how to write your way to financial success.